Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps 2026 will be the most important year of your life? What if I told you that there's a right time for everything to happen, and that moment is about to arrive for you? Libra, if you're watching this video now, it's no coincidence. The universe doesn't act without purpose, and there are 10 fundamental truths you need to hear before turning the page of the calendar and entering 2026. These aren't just pretty words or generic advice. They are messages that will touch the depths of your soul, that will make you understand why certain things happened the way they did, and above all, will prepare you for what's to come. Because, my dear Libra, 2026 will not be an ordinary year. It will be a year of profound transformations, of definitive choices, of doors opening and cycles closing. And you need to be prepared. You need to know exactly what to do, how to act, and above all, how to position yourself in the face of the changes that are coming. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and allow these 10 truths to enter your life. Because when you finish this video, you will no longer be the same person. You will have clarity, you will have direction, and above all, you will have the certainty that you are on the right path. Stay until the end, because every word here was chosen especially for you. First truth, you no longer need to carry the burden of balancing everything alone. My dear Libra, the time has come for you to hear something that perhaps no one has told you so clearly before. You weren't born to be the lone tightrope walker of your own life. Yes, I know you have this natural gift of seeing all sides, of weighing options, of trying to make everything fair and harmonious around you. But do you know what happens when you take on this responsibility alone? You become exhausted. You get lost. You forget yourself amidst so many scales you need to keep balanced. And the universe wants you to know, before 2026 begins, that this way of living needs to change. You need to understand that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. That sharing responsibilities doesn't mean you're incapable, it means you're human. How many times have you spent sleepless nights trying to solve problems that weren't even yours? How many times have you put the needs of others before your own? How many times have you stopped yourself from doing something your heart desired because you were too busy taking care of someone else's balance? This needs to end, my love. Because the universe is preparing something great for you in 2026, but in order for you to receive it, you need space. You need energy. You need to be whole. And you can't be whole when you're broken, trying to carry the world on your shoulders. So, the first truth you need to engrave in your heart is this: true balance begins within you. When you are well, when you are cared for, when you are at peace, naturally everything around you also finds its own balance. You don't need to control everything. You don't need to adjust everything. You need to trust that each person, each situation, each challenge has its own path to resolution. And that your role is not to fix the world, but rather to shine your light so that the world finds its own way. Second truth, the people who left your life made room for those who truly deserve to be by your side. Libra, I need to talk about something that might still hurt you. I know you're the type who values relationships, believes in loyalty, and invests deeply in the people you love. And that's why, when someone leaves your life, whether by choice or due to circumstances, you feel a void. You wonder what went wrong, what you could have done differently, where the balance was lost. But today I'm here to offer you a completely different perspective on these departures. Each person who has left your life recently wasn't a loss, it was a liberation. It was the universe doing a deep cleansing, removing those who were occupying precious spaces but who didn't truly intend to honor those spaces. Think of it this way, your life is like a house. And each room in that house represents an area of your existence. When people who don't add value, who don't contribute, who don't respect, occupy those rooms, there's no room left for those who will truly make a difference. And 2026 is bringing new people into your life. People who will look at you and see your true worth. People who won't want to change you, but rather celebrate you exactly as you are. People who will understand that relationships are about exchange, reciprocity, and joint construction. But for these people to enter, the space is needed to be empty. So stop looking back with sadness. Stop blaming yourself for the departures. Stop thinking you weren't good enough. You were too good, actually. You gave your best. And now, with the spaces clean and renewed, You are ready to receive those who truly deserve to be part of your story. And these people are arriving. They are coming with pure intentions, with open hearts, with the willingness to build something real by your side. Trust the process. Trust that everything that left had a greater purpose. And be grateful, because without those departures, you wouldn't have space for the blessed arrivals that are to come. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution, as a subscriber or member, is what keeps these messages alive, messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Now let's continue with our video. Dear Truth, your indecision is not weakness, it's a sign that you see possibilities that others don't even perceive. How many times have you been criticized for not making quick decisions? How many times have you heard that you need to be more objective, more direct, more decisive? How many times have you felt bad about yourself because while other people have already chosen a path, you are still there, weighing the options, considering the consequences, trying to see all possible angles? My dear Libra, I need you to understand something fundamental. What they call indecision in you is actually a rare and precious ability to see the complexity of life. While most people see black or white, you see all the shades of gray that exist between these two extremes. While others make decisions based only on emotions of the moment, you can rationally assess the implications of each choice. This is not a flaw, this is a gift. The problem is that you have allowed the opinions of others about your internal process to make you doubt your own wisdom. But the time has come for you to understand that your decision-making time is different, and that's okay. Some of humanity's greatest achievements have come from people who knew how to wait, observe, and evaluate before acting. Because hasty decisions may solve immediate problems, but create future complications. And you, with your ability to analyze deeply, avoid traps that others don't even see. So, for 2026, the truth you need to incorporate is this: trust your own pace. Don't let anyone rush you. Don't feel guilty for needing time to decide. Because when you finally make a decision, it's solid, it's well-founded, it's sustainable. And that's worth much more than 100 quick decisions that later need to be redone. Now, this doesn't mean you should remain paralyzed forever. There's a difference between carefully evaluating and hiding from a decision out of fear. And you know, deep down, when you're just being careful and when you're running away. So use this gift of deep analysis, but don't let it stop you from living. Because life happens while we're deciding about it. Fourth truth, self-love is not selfishness. It's the foundation for everything you want to build. My love, let's talk about something you have immense difficulty putting into practice: putting yourself first. You know you were raised believing that thinking about yourself is selfishness. That good people always put others first. That being generous means self-sacrifice. But this belief is completely sabotaging your life, and before 2026 begins, you need to deconstruct it. Self-love is not selfishness. Self-love is recognizing that you also matter. That your needs are also valid. That your desires also deserve to be fulfilled. That your dreams also have value. You can't continue being the last person in line in your own life. Because when you exhaust yourself trying to take care of everyone else, when you sacrifice yourself to make others happy, when you ignore your own needs to meet the needs of others, do you know what happens? You become an empty shell. You lose your essence. You forget who you really are. And then you can't truly help anyone, because you're helping from an empty place, not from a place of fullness. Think of a glass of water. When the glass is full, it naturally overflows, and this overflowing is what will water the plants around it. But when the glass is empty or half full, it can't overflow, no matter how hard you try. You are that glass. And the universe is asking you, is begging you, to fill yourself first. Don't take care of yourself first. Don't love yourself first. Because only then will you have something true to offer the world. And look, loving yourself doesn't mean ignoring others or being insensitive. It means setting healthy boundaries. It means saying no when necessary. It means choosing yourself when the choice is between you and someone else's temporary comfort. It means respecting your own time, your own space, your own desires. And when you do that, something magical happens. The right people stay and respect those boundaries. And the wrong people drift away, showing that they never truly intended to be a healthy part of your life. Fifth truth, the changes you're afraid to make are precisely the ones that will set you free. Libra, let's talk about fear. That feeling that paralyzes you, that keeps you trapped in situations you already know no longer serve you. You know you have a deep fear of change, because change means temporary imbalance, and you hate feeling unbalanced. You prefer to stay in a familiar situation, even a bad one, rather than risk going into the unknown. But do you know what the universe wants you to understand? This fear is preventing you from living the life you were meant to live. That job you know no longer makes you happy, but you continue because you're afraid you won't find another. That relationship that ended a long time ago, but you insist on maintaining because you're afraid of being alone. That place where you live but no longer brings you joy, but you don't leave because you're afraid of the unknown. That friendship that drains you, but you maintain because you're afraid of hurting the other person. All of this is trapping you in an old version of yourself. And 2026 is coming with such a powerful energy of renewal that it will push you towards these changes, whether you're ready or not. So wouldn't it be better for you to get ahead? Don't make these changes by choice, and not by imposition of life. Look, I understand the fear. I understand the insecurity. But I need you to understand one thing, on the other side of fear lies your freedom. There lies your true happiness. There lies the life you deserve to live. And you will only discover this when you take the step. When you have the courage to let go of what needs to be let go. When you have the bravery to walk towards the unknown. Because you see, staying where you are is no guarantee of security either. Life changes anyway. The difference is that when you choose change, you have control over the direction. And when you resist, life takes you where it wants, often in a much more painful way. So, before 2026 begins, make a mental list of all the changes you know you need to make but have been postponing out of fear. And start, one by one, taking small steps in that direction. Because every step you take towards the new is a step towards your true essence. Six truths, you deserve people who choose you with the same intensity that you choose them. You need to talk about something that hurts your heart, but that you need to hear. You have a habit of loving people only halfway, for the potential you see in them, and not for who they really are. You see a person and you already imagine everything they can become, everything you can build together, all the beauty that this relationship can have. And then you invest. You invest time, energy, love, dedication. You give your best. You make concessions. You adapt. You mold yourself. All this hoping that the other person will do the same for you. But you know what happens most of the time? The person continues to be exactly who they always were. And you're left there, alone in your investment, alone in your effort, alone in your dedication. And that hurts you deeply. Because you don't understand how someone can receive so much love and not reciprocate in the same measure. But the truth is that not everyone has the same capacity to love that you have. Not everyone sees relationships the same way you do. And some people are simply not ready for the kind of deep and true love that you have to offer. And that's okay. It's not your fault. It's not because you're not good enough. It's simply a mismatch of intentions. And what you need to understand before 2026 begins is that you can't keep giving 100% to someone who gives you 10. You can't keep being the person who always does more, always strives harder, always tries harder. Because when you do that, you're devaluing yourself. You're telling the universe that you accept crumbs when you deserve the whole feast. So truth number 6 is this: establish reciprocity as a minimum requirement for any kind of relationship in your life. If the person doesn't choose you with the same intensity that you choose them, let go. If the person doesn't prioritize you the same way you prioritize them, walk away. If the person doesn't value you to the extent that you value them, move on. Because somewhere, there is someone who will look at you and think they've won the lottery of life. Someone who will value you, respect you, honor you, love you in the same proportion that you love them. And that person will only be able to reach you when you stop accepting less than you deserve. 7 truths, Your sensitivity is your greatest strength, not your greatest weakness. My dear Libra, how many times have you heard that you're too sensitive? That you get hurt too easily? That you take things too personally? How many times have people tried to convince you that you need to develop a thicker shell, protect yourself more, feel less? And how many times have you yourself wished you were less sensitive, so you wouldn't suffer so much from the things happening around you? But today I'm here to tell you something that will completely change how you see this characteristic of yours. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. Your sensitivity is what makes you truly human. It's what allows you to connect deeply with people. It's what gives you the ability to perceive details that others don't even notice. It's what makes you someone capable of transforming the lives of those around you, simply by being able to feel what they feel. We live in a world that values toughness, coldness, emotional detachment. A world that teaches that feeling is a sign of weakness and that strength lies in repressing emotions. But this world is wrong. Because true strength lies in having the courage to feel deeply in a time when everyone is trying to numb themselves. True bravery lies in keeping your heart open even after being hurt. True wisdom lies in using this sensitivity not as a reason to suffer, but as a tool to grow. So, for 2026, I need you to make peace with your sensitive nature. Stop trying to harden yourself. Stop trying to be someone you're not. Accept that you feel things intensely, and that this is good. But now you will learn to use this sensitivity to your advantage. You will learn to establish emotional filters, not to absorb everyone's energy, to protect yourself without closing yourself off. You will learn that you can be sensitive and strong at the same time. That you can feel deeply and still maintain your boundaries. That you can care about people without losing yourself in them. And when you master this art, you will realize that your sensitivity becomes your greatest power. Because you will be able to navigate life's emotions with a mastery that few possess. At Strus, the past does not define your future, unless you allow it. Let's talk about something that binds you more than any physical chain could, your painful memories of the past. You know you carry within you a vast archive of situations where you were betrayed, disappointed, hurt, rejected. You know you constantly revisit these memories, trying to understand what went wrong, what you could have done differently, how you could have avoided that pain. And this habit of reliving the past is preventing you from living in the present and building the future. Because every time you mentally return to those painful situations, you relive them emotionally. You feel that pain, that sadness, that disappointment again. And your body doesn't know how to differentiate between a memory and a real experience. So, for it, you are going through it again. And this keeps you trapped in an endless cycle of suffering. But do you know the truth you need to understand? The past has already happened. It's gone. It's over. And no matter how many times you go back to your memories, you won't be able to change absolutely anything that happened. The only power you have is over the present. Over how you choose to relate to these memories. About the meaning you give to those experiences. And especially, about the decision not to allow those experiences to determine who you are today. Because you are not that person who was betrayed. You are not that person who was rejected. You are not that person who suffered. You are someone who went through those experiences, learned from them, and became stronger, wiser, more prepared for life. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness, they are medals of survival. They are proof that you are capable of weathering storms and still standing. So, before 2026 begins, do a liberating exercise. Take all those painful memories and thank them. Yes, thank them. Because each one taught you something valuable. So with you what you are capable of prepared you not to fall into the same traps again. And after thanking them, let go. Let it go. Allow those memories to become just stories of the past, not definers of your present. Because 2026 is coming with blank pages waiting to be written by the best version of you. And this version doesn't have room to carry the weight of the past. Nain Strus, you don't need to prove your worth to anyone, not even to yourself. Libra, I need to talk to you about this constant need you have to prove you're good enough. This exhausting effort to try to be perfect in everything you do. This tireless search for approval, for recognition, for external validation. Where does this come from? Where does this belief come from that you need to do more, be more, achieve more, to have value? Let me tell you a truth that will seem simple, but is revolutionary when you truly understand it. You are already valuable. Exactly as you are. We saw your imperfections. We saw your flaws. We saw your limitations. You don't need to achieve anything to have value. You don't need to be perfect to deserve love. You don't need to impress anyone to be worthy of respect. Your value is not in what you do, but simply in the fact that you exist. And when you truly understand this, everything changes. You stop killing yourself working to impress people who don't even matter. You stop diminishing yourself to fit into spaces that weren't made for you. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that each person has their own path. You stop seeking external validation because you find validation within yourself. And look how interesting, when you stop trying to prove your worth, the right people naturally see that value. When you stop striving so hard to be accepted, the right people accept you naturally. When you relax and simply be who you are, life becomes much lighter and much more beautiful. So, for 2026, the truth you need to incorporate is this: rest. Rest from this incessant battle of trying to be good enough. You already are. You always have been. And you always will be. Regardless of what you achieve or fail to achieve. Regardless of how many people recognize you or fail to recognize you. Regardless of the external success you achieve. Your value is intrinsic, not conditional. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner you will stop wasting your precious energy trying to prove the obvious. Then Strush, the best is yet to come, and you need to be open to receiving it. My dear Libra, we've reached the 10th and final truth you need to hear before 2026 begins. And this truth is the most important of all. After everything you've been through, all the disappointments, all the losses, all the difficult moments, there's still something in you that believes. There is still a flame of hope that hasn't been extinguished. And that flame is absolutely right. Because the best of your life hasn't happened yet. The greatest joys haven't been felt yet. The truest loves haven't arrived yet. The most significant achievements haven't been reached yet. The most beautiful moments haven't been lived yet. Everything you've experienced so far has been preparation. They were necessary lessons. They were experiences that shaped who you are today. But they weren't the final destination. They were just the path. And now, with 2026 approaching, you're reaching a turning point. A moment when everything that was planted begins to bloom. A time when the promises of the universe begin to manifest. A period in which life finally shows that it was worth waiting, trusting, believing. But in order for you to receive all that is coming, you need to be open. You need to let go of the hands that are clinging to the past. You need to free up space that is occupied with resentment. You need to cleanse your heart of all the pain you still carry. Because the blessings that are coming are great. They are abundant. They are transformative. And they don't fit into a life that is still cluttered with the wreckage of the past. So do this cleansing. Do this emptying. Do this preparation. Because when 2026 arrives, you will want to be ready to embrace all the good that is destined for you. And you will want to have the space, energy, and emotional availability to live each moment intensely. The universe didn't bring you this far to abandon you now. Every tear you shed was seen. Every pain you felt was recorded. Every effort you made was accounted for. And the time for reward has come. The time for harvest has arrived. The time has come for you to finally receive everything you've always deserved but for some reason haven't yet received. So keep your heart open. Keep your faith burning. Keep your hope alive. Because better days aren't just coming, they're knocking on your door. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution, as a subscriber or member, is what keeps these messages alive, messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. So, my dear Libra, we've reached the end of this journey. 10 truths you needed to hear before starting 2026. 10 messages that, if you allow them, will completely transform how you see your life and your future. To quickly recap, you don't have to carry the weight of balancing everything alone. The people who left your life made room for those who truly deserve to be by your side. Your indecision is actually a rare ability to see possibilities. Self-love isn't selfishness, it's a necessity. The changes you fear are precisely the ones that will set you free. You deserve reciprocity in all your relationships. Your sensitivity is your greatest strength. The past doesn't define your future. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. And the best is yet to come. These aren't just pretty words. They are profound truths that, when truly understood and applied, have the power to completely change the course of your existence. Now, what are you going to do with this information? Are you just going to let it pass through your ears and disappear into your mind? Or will you truly incorporate these truths into your daily life? Because information without application is just entertainment. And you're not here just to be entertained. You're here because your soul knew it needed to hear these messages. So I challenge you. I challenge you to take at least 3 of these truths and start putting them into practice in your life today. Choose the ones that touched your heart the most. The ones that made the most sense for the moment you're living. And start acting according to them. And then, come back here in the comments and tell me. Tell me which of these truths impacted you the most. Tell me what you decided to change in your life after listening to this video. Tell me your date of birth so I can send even more positive energy your way. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, now is the time. Because every week I bring messages like this, especially directed to you, Libra. Mensajes that the universe places in my heart so that I can transmit them to you. So subscribe, activate the notification bell, so you don't miss any messages the universe has for you. And if you feel these messages are truly making a difference in your life, consider becoming a channel member. Your contribution keeps this work alive, allowing me to continue bringing these messages that touch, transform, and illuminate lives. 2026 is coming, and it will be an extraordinary year. A year of profound transformations, significant achievements, accomplishments you can't even imagine yet. But it all starts with the choices you make today. With the decision to incorporate these truths into your life. With the courage to let go of the old and embrace the new. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and get ready. Because the best is yet to come. And you, Libra, are more than ready to receive all the good things the universe has prepared for you. I believe in you. The universe believes in you. Now all that's left is for you to believe in yourself. A huge hug, and until the next video.